We're in the A corner. A corner is the place where artists, inventors, engineers, and entrepreneurs vibe. And we hang out and always vibe together. You know those A cousins? Well, we're going to get started with our A cousin. A stands for artist, I stands for inventor, and double EE stands for engineers and entrepreneurs. Welcome to our ancestors moment. A cousin.
Hey, cousin.
A cousin. We're going to dive right in towards your journey. What style of A cousin are you? A cousin, what's your name, A cousin?
My name is Matthew Hale. My A portion, I guess, is you said A is for what?
A is for artists, I is for inventors, and double EE stands for engineers and entrepreneurs.
So I feel like I cover kind of all of your bases. I am a recording artist and producer. My pseudonym for my recording artist is Lyrical Poetic Rhyme Master. I'm on all streaming platforms. Inventor, I invented the Black Historical Figures Workbook series as well as the biggest digital interactive website for Black history, a place where you can go and encompass a multitude of Black historical figures in all facets and learn more about those different individuals. I'm an entrepreneur because I run a profit LLC and a nonprofit organization that helps our community learn more about our culture, get better on what I call the system, which is civics and
Okay.
financial literacy and engineering. My background originally, I am a computer engineer with a master's degree in computer science, and I'm a avid coder as well and programmer.
Okay. Okay. You got a lot going on. I like it, cousin. What's the name of your business? Because you got a
Uh,
few of them. So, what's the name of your business?
so my LLC is Every Dollar Counts. We do everything from creating apps to video games to music production, as well as put out different albums from not only me as an artist, but other artists that are on my label. It is a family owned label, so a lot of like my nephews and my brothers and cousins, they're all on the label. It's just something that we created a while ago when I was trying to teach my kids and my nieces and nephews how to become entrepreneurs. So we
Okay.
started this uh, LLC together.
Okay.
My nonprofit is We Gonna Learn Today. That's something that I started about well, it's been about 10 years in the making, but I really kind of went full fledged about 6 or 7 years ago. It started off with just coming up with information for my grandkids to learn more about our culture. And then I realized that, if I was looking for this type of information, then other people were looking for this information. So I decided to write a book, which turned into 10 books, and it's an activity workbook series. It kind of showcases these different individuals, like I said, in different facets from entertainment, comedians, musicians, professions, public activists, the arts, HBCUs, inventors, military personnel. These are all, but it's all around Black historical figures. So
Okay.
it's just showcasing our journeys and how we can help the younger generation as well as some in the older generation understand some of these glass ceilings that we've broken over the years and just don't get the recognition that they deserve. So I thought it'd be great. I took my computer skills and built a website that is all interactive. And interactive is meaning you can do it on any type of electrical device, tablet, phone, media boards, iPads, and it keeps you, the individual, engaged in the material. So it's not something where you're just listening to somebody talk or you're just reading a lot. I've never been someone that like is overwhelmingly in love with reading.
What?
I like
Really?
to,
Okay.
yeah, I like to stay engaged. Like anything that keeps me engaged kind of creates memories, and we all know that memories is what triggers uh, you to remember stuff over time.
Right.
So if you continuously, repeat something, which is why all of our kids know all the lyrics but don't know, simple timetables, they're hearing that music every day, all day. So
Correct.
why not create something that they would want to do every day, all day? And that's where the interactive piece comes in place. Uh,
Okay. Okay.
so
You
I
kind of like
built.
leading me into like my next question
Oh,
of
okay.
what inspired you to just even create the name.
Yeah, so I am a huge fan of Kevin Hart, and he everybody knows he came out with a one of his specials, and one of the main hooks was in there was "You Gonna Learn Today,"
Yeah.
and I kind of when I was creating this, I was trying to come up with a name uh, where it encompassed all of us as Americans, and I was like, what better way to say it than "We Gonna Learn Today," and that's what prompted the name "We Gonna Learn Today." So I went out, kind of looked to see if anybody had it. Nobody had it, so I trademarked it and copyrighted it, so that it's all mine. And if anybody else you tries to use it, I can file the proper paperwork to get them to, because I wanted it to be something that I'm putting what type of content that I wanted to be representing, and not nobody else to come and like kind of falsify and try to lead people into something, believing it's something else.
Right, right. Because when I first heard it, and I just was like, well, I kind of heard that before. And I'm like, wait a minute, but I haven't heard it like that. And I was like, okay, similar, but not the same.
No.
And I love it because even if someone even tried to, you said, oh, you're going to learn today.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
you're gonna learn today. I truly
Yeah.
appreciate that for you just sharing your time and your experience and your history about what you have going on and what you are doing. So, what age were you when you first discovered your A moment?
Probably was about 6, 7. My
Okay.
mom bought me a scientific um, I guess game that you put together when I was younger, and
Okay.
it was one of those things that once this was before all these regulations is in effect. You had the solder pieces and stuff like that. And again, I'm a young person that they don't recommend you doing that now. But things were different back then. So, but it was pretty cool because you could, once you got it together, once you touched certain pieces, they would make certain noises and just create different sounds and stuff. But it was one of those things, a parent kind of knows their kids, and I was kind of ambitious in trying to always create. I have a pretty creative mind.
Okay. Okay, so you said about 6 or 7. I know that's right. You started very young, and your mama was like, we're going to get you something that be able to carry you on in your life. Thank you so much, mama. And now this is still going into your next question. So, who inspired your A journey in the beginning? And you shared more so like your mom and you
Yeah,
being 6 or 7 years old.
yeah. It was obviously my mom. She not only like always got different things, not just for me, but for my brothers and sisters as well. But she always encouraged us to understand not only yourself, but the environment that you put yourself in. She was a
Mm,
big advocate for understanding the rules that were written, or as we would say in the military, just standard operating procedures. Those SOPs of where you're at your workspace, so that you can kind of stand up for yourself when things go awry. And we all know in the black community, things go awry a lot for us, unfortunately,
Okay.
just because of the way people are.
I don't know where this world is, honey. And that's why we have our A cousins, because we are the makers, the creators, the doers, and be able to set along that generation. You have only 8 seconds to answer. Name one thing you do the best when you're in your A zone.
No, multitask.
Multitask.
Yeah, I'm a
Okay.
pretty good multitasker. Like my brain is always moving. I guess 1,000 miles an hour. So I could be watching a movie while I'm coding or programming something or working on different content. The website once you visit it, which is we gonna learn today.com or .org. I built that website from scratch. Like it is all me. I didn't really have any help. Not that I wasn't looking for help. It's just hard to find help when your price tag is, hey, I can pay you for free, like I
Okay.
free stuff. So, but I was blessed to be given a lot of gifts. So I'm able to program. I'm able to create. I make my own music. I write my own raps. I'm a huge techie person, so I'm like in it knee deep with computer technology. So all the animation and stuff that's on there, that's all me. And just building these different things helped me, continue to drive my passion because I'm a retired Marine. And this is kind of what I do in my off time is just try to give back to our community. Some of the steps that I didn't get early on and that I wish I had obtained earlier,
Right.
as well as a lot of us feel like we wish we was able to get or this type of knowledge or that stuff.
I agree. I definitely agree with you. You have only 8 seconds to answer. Oh, I already said that one. It's cool. Ears are leaning in. All of your A cousins want to know, who are you becoming? Man, who are you becoming?
I think I'm becoming a great historian.
Okay.
Like, if you had asked me 10 years ago, that I see myself like going doing talks and presentations on history, I would have said, yeah, you kind of tripping. But now that I'm in it, like I mean, there is no greater like respect for the people that I've learned about uh, than to be able to go out and tell their stories and tell people about these different accomplishments, tell people the ups and downs that um, came just because they were black.
Mm,
It was great how they saw our talent, abused it, and then tried to throw us away, and how pretty much everybody that's in this black historical library of people overcame that. And that's what I want to share with our young people, our teens and adults, is that just because um, they didn't see your vision or didn't want to properly recognize your talents doesn't mean you can't still go out and be great. All these things that these people have done, they're helping pave the way for future A cousins, so that they can go out and do more things and be great in this world.
yeah, because it's all about who we also leave behind, and as artists, inventors, engineers, and entrepreneurs, again, those are the people that make the world. And again, as we're sitting here doing this interview, whether if it's a phone or it's a TV screen or a computer screen, those are the engineers. That's those A cousins that help create the world and help, make things work upon. throughout our lifespan. So, again, cousin, hey, cousin, thank you so very much.
Yeah, you could thank a black man for the colored computer screen.
You
You
know
could thank
that's
the
right.
black man for the video game cartridge,
You
which
know that's right.
also helps, is what goes along with all those games you play on your phone.
You know that's right.
So those are some of the things that you learn on the website, because sometimes it's not about what you obtained in the process of of doing your talent. It's what somebody that comes after you is able to obtain. Meaning that you might not always get the recognition, but by you doing it and putting your best foot forward, you've helped a future mind become something way more greater than they would have ever became without you putting your stepping in those footsteps first.
Okay. You hear your A cousin? I told you your A cousin. Okay, this your A cousin. Okay. Okay, I like this one. When you're in your creative space, what does that scene look like? You already shared a little bit about your multitasking 50 screens.
Uh, hey, you if you was here in my studio, I got 5 screens, well 6 screens up right now. So it's
Wow.
yeah, I'm what it looks like in my space is just like a zen field, and like the best form of it is when I am able to, like, I've learned what I need to learn, and I'm able to just do, like, have music playing and just be in the zone, whether I'm programming or doing, because like a lot of stuff with building websites and stuff, or just technology wise, even when I'm creating these different activities, it's testing things out. It's the testing phase, which is
Okay.
really tedious. And a lot of people don't like to do it, but you got to test it. That way, when you release it to the public, that it has as minuscule as um, errors as possible. So, you want to go through that. And in order to do that, you got to kind of test it yourself to see if your vision of how this material is supposed to come about, is it working in that way? There's been many a times that I put it together and then I like tried to play it out, and it wasn't what I thought it was. Like, so I would have to go back to the drawing board, tweak a few things, and then go in there and then get it right. So because sometimes, when you put it on the screen or for people to interact with, it is, like, logically it does sound right, but when you're trying to do it, it don't
It
mesh.
don't, it
So
don't go
you
right.
yeah, you got to go in there and like try to, like, get the way you programmed it to fit the way you want the public to see it. So because there's a lot of, like, you just see what we call a whizzy sig, is what you see is what you get, like when you touching it. But there's so much stuff in the background that you have no clue. It's like a spider web back there. There's so many
Mm,
interacting parts and pieces that kind of go, like, when you touch a button, it's going somewhere, but somebody had to connect that in the back of the
there you
thing.
go.
You have no clue. Like, it just looks simplistic on the screen, but then when you take them in the back room and you like, hey, this is how it all works. That's the game that I like to play the most. Like, that's the most, because that's where I'm in my zone. Like, just creating and trying to get those thoughts out in a GUI, a graphic user interface, for people to see and enjoy.
Okay, sound like life to me. Life always look all you know what I mean? Life
Yeah,
be looking so simplistic. You be like, boom, got it. You be like, but wait. You
you
thought you
see it
had
all
it.
the time with celebrities. Like, they be like, man, their life looked like it was good. Wait, what happened with Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck? Why they having problems? You
Right.
don't see what's going on in the background.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so yeah, but you're right. It's we could talk about Diddy. It looked like he was on top of the world. Take that, take that, take that.
Mm-hmm. And
And in the back room, he was really
he was
trying to
taking
take
it.
that, take that, take that. Yeah, so
You
we
better,
was like, hey man, what's going on?
well, you better say it, cousin, okay? Because we talk here, we talk real here, okay?
Yeah, so
What is your go-to food or snack when creatively flowing?
chips.
Chips. No
Yeah,
chip and
well,
dip, just chips.
no, just the chips. I'm good. I mean, I do eat chips and dip, but if I just got some plain Lays, I don't know. It's something about them. Yeah, I mean, I eat all different types of chips, but those are probably my favorite.
It's probably the salty and the crunchiness
It
together. It
is.
just it just make your work so smooth, don't it?
Yeah, it do. I mean, there's something about it, and I can't just like I have to pour them on a plate or in a bowl because I'll look up and I'll be and ate the whole bag. Like yeah, so it's like hey, I gotta make sure that I'm eating like portions like it because if I just open the bag up and put it here, I'll be there in like an hour or two. I'll reach in and ain't nothing there. And I'm like, man, I didn't ate this whole bag of party chips, like the party bag or whatever. Yeah, so
We like, wait a minute. Wait, I'm only on my second coating. Wait a minute, I need another bag of chips. I'm
yeah,
being here
exactly.
2 more hours.
Yep.
As an A cousin, what have you found to be the most difficult to accomplish, yet you still achieved it anyway?
Staying motivated.
Okay.
That is like the hardest, especially if you are not seeing success at the rate you feel you should be seeing it at. That's probably the biggest thing is to try to keep putting one foot in front of the other
Right.
and keep it moving. But I tell myself all the time that, nothing was created overnight. It's a process to everything. Yeah, and you can even use, this website for instance. Like even though I started this thing, 10 years ago almost, uh, right now, hey, they say what he ain't there when you call, but he always on time. A lot of people felt that, when I launched the website and everything, they thought it was in reaction to because I live in Tampa, Florida. They thought it was in reaction to DeSantis, our governor here, like black trying to whitewash Black history. But
Mm,
it just came out during that time. It was not, me like, you know, trying to uh, combat what he was doing. I had been working on this. It just came out during that time. So,
right.
but yeah, it's trying to stay motivated. But I when I do talks, when I get invited to schools, when I go do presentations, seeing when I do festivals, like seeing the interaction of these kids and adults, because it don't stop with the kids.
Okay.
Uh, their interaction to the material that I present is like, I mean, you can't explain it. It's a surreal feeling. Just seeing them like embrace it, take it in, give themselves self motivational fist pumps, helping each other out in class as they're doing the activity. Because I don't really like teach the activity. The board teaches the activity, like the
Mm,
actual interactive activity, because it's more about. I'm a person about trying to keep you engaged. So all of my presentations, all of my school visits, and even at festivals when I do bring my smart board, I want you in it. I don't want to be the one that's how you lose people. That's how
yeah.
people fall asleep
Yeah.
but if you're keeping the crowd engaged and they have to come up and participate as the presentation is going, then they tend to stay awake. They stay more engaged
Yeah.
and they learn more because they're actively doing the material.
Yeah. Like a group dynamics, group engagement
Yep.
dynamics, thing like that, just to get everybody pumping, moving, going on, shaking, and then it gets your brain, because even as an adult, there are still some things, either like you shared earlier, we wish we could have had gotten when we were younger, then we may have lost along the way as we gotten older.
Right.
Each kid is like we lose a little bit. We'd be like, wait a minute. What they say, that new math.
Yeah, yeah.
you
I
know.
know, right?
So it'd be that new math and that new concept of something, that we may have forgotten or didn't get along the way. So to be able to have that engagement, I think that really helps a long way. Shoot, I wish I had you growing up as a shoot. I would have been in there like A, B, C, D. Wait a minute, what that mean? Okay.
Hey,
you know,
and
that'll
that's
kill
how
it in
some
the
of the
B.
stuff is. I do have sing-alongs on the website, stuff that's geared towards people's history, and then there's little tests that they take after they listen to the rap, because I do it to hip hop music because I'm a rapper myself. So after you listen to it, now let's see if you understood what I just rapped about. And
Right.
I do these
The
raps on.
retention.
Right. It's all about retention. It's not about, I don't want you to do my stuff and then 2 days later, you don't know what it is. I want you to be able to retain that information so that if somebody asks you, hey, who invented the filament in the light bulb, you're able to say Lewis Latimer. You know what I'm saying? Who created the color screen monitor? You're able to say Mark Dean. Who created the GIF, which is now the meme? That's Lisa Jalopter. You're able
Oh,
to
that's right.
recite these different individuals and their different accomplishments that allow us to continue to do what we do every day on an everyday basis.
Yeah. It means a lot too. It means a lot because,
Representation matters.
yeah, it does. It definitely matters. What was the biggest thing that you felt would hinder your success? However, it helped build your growth within your A style.
Oh, what? Read that one more time.
What was the biggest thing that you felt would hinder your success?
Hmm.
However, it helped build your growth within your A style.
Oh, being black. I mean, and in some ways it did hinder, and it, so like, um, there's so many times where you're in, you just got hired or you're in a new company, and then you start to realize that you're way more qualified than your other, white counterparts or other, even you could be Latino or whatever counterparts that are at that job. And you're wondering why it took you so much, you had to do so much to get, and they're getting paid similar to what you're getting paid.
Right,
But do you stop there just because, um, life ain't fair. It's never been fair. It's never going to be fair.
right,
So you got to figure out a way to keep motivating you. But you, every once in a while, you come across a group of individuals or group of bosses or management that sees your potential and helps you rise. And you would like to stay with them forever, but sometimes situations or they're now able to continue helping you out in these, so you have to move on. But yeah, I think just being a black man and understanding going into dynamics. That's something my mom taught, when we was earlier, that you already have, two strikes
yeah,
being against you when you go out in the world. So, and in most cases, black women, y'all got three strikes, because being a woman is a strike in this country. And it's unfortunate, but it's one of those things that happen.
yeah,
So just trying to once you understand uh, that it's not going to be always in your best interest or fair for you, then you tend to move different. So
mm,
it doesn't bother me when somebody I get dismissed. Like I'm so like people say you're so optimistic. Like when you like you're so easygoing. You
yeah,
you just like, hey, because I get it. Like if you don't want to work with me, that's cool. and there's other people out in the world. You're not the only source from this thing. So, I just chalk it up and I keep it moving. Like I don't have time to stress off of somebody's um, not seeing my worth or my vision on how I can do things and create things. Uh, so I leave it at that.
Okay. Okay. I know. Did y'all hear your A guys? Y'all better heard them. Okay. Name something yummy to eat that's in your fridge right now. What's in it? What's in
Yummy.
it? Yummy.
In the fridge,
Yeah.
and fruit. We got strawberries, but my wife just made a strawberry cake the other day, but we got extra strawberries. I love strawberries and whipped cream. Those are some of my favorite like snacks or eat on the side or whatever.
True. I don't know if I want the cake or the strawberries. When was the last time you had a belly full of laughter?
Belly full of laughter. A couple days ago, watching TikTok. TikTok be on, be on it, boy. I tell you. Yeah, they some of those some of those videos are just crazy. Like, and I think a lot of these couples when they be recording trying to get each other. Some of those videos, I think they be going too far. But hey, they do be funny. I ain't gonna lie, they do be funny.
Have you seen the whole TikTok ban of like no one could get on it and then it was just like gone and now it's back on Play Store?
Yeah, well, see, I think so. When it got shut down, I never deleted it off my phone, so I didn't have to go back because I saw a lot of people that had said that they deleted it. Then it, like you said, it came back, and then people tried to go, and it wasn't in the store, so they couldn't get it back. Yeah, so I just was like, hey, because I didn't think it was going to be gone for long anyway. I thought it was just like they do when you understand the system that it's a political move,
Yeah.
and that it was one of those things that, hey, how can we negotiate to where we can get more money out of this on our side of it? And if they was able to come up with those parameters,
Yeah.
then they would allow them to stay on. So, and that's pretty much what happened. But yeah, I saw that craziness. Yeah, but hey, TikTok came back in full force. People was right back in it, making silly videos and doing some silly stuff like
We're
them.
gonna see you sliding in one. We're gonna be like, hey, that's our cousin. Hey cousin.
Yeah, yeah. My page is We Gonna Learn Today. If you go to We Gonna Learn Today on TikTok, you'll see some animated videos, music videos, and just talking to us as a community and trying to get us to understand that, we can't wait on them to create something for us. And that was part of why I created this. Because it shouldn't even be, Black history is American history. And it should be taught in schools. It shouldn't even be a thought of it.
Yeah.
It's a shame that I ask this question in schools when I go do presentations, and I ask them what's the difference between Black history and American history, and I get so many answers when there's only one answer. There is no difference. But it's a shame that we have been taught as a country that there is a difference.
Yeah.
So I'm out here trying to create something for us. There should have been a place where we could go learn about all of the things that we have done as a community. And this is just a small step in that direction of creating that. So somewhere that you can go where all you can learn about a multitude of individuals, not just one, two, or three. And we know who those people are: MLK, Rosa Parks, and Harriet Tubman.
Yeah.
Like they act like those are only three blacks that did some great stuff.
Oh, wait a minute.
Right.
One more. One more. And Malcolm X.
They don't talk about him. He
But
was
I,
radicalized.
but I'm saying those are like the four, like those are like the main people that
Oh yeah, I
people
agree
know.
with you. But they don't talk about him because of
Of
the way he dismantled
mm-hmm,
what the country was trying to do
mm-hmm.
to us as a people. So you hear his name, but You don't hear like
No,
them other three. They talk about them other three like they
like that
was
was it.
with them, like they was on their side fighting for them to for you to understand how they work and stuff. When they just taking their actions and their contributions out of portion, like they're trying to frame it in their own work
And
the
it's
way that they want
multitudes
you to
of
see it.
people. It is. It's so many more people, that they have not talked about, that they don't speak about. And, I would love to share a little bit more later on. I believe you have a video or
Yes,
animation and something that we can share with everyone to share this experience, because I think it's very, very important. And again, I would have loved to have had you in your animation as a child being able to learn these things, because it may have stuck. It may have had the retention,
right,
and then growing up to like, I think I heard this person before. I don't know if I remember this person, and then lose it along the way.
right.
So again, thank you so much for paving that way for not only just me and you, but all cousins and a cousins around the world to be able to share this experience. I think it's very important.
I agree.
What is one method that you have used for your business that works well and you won't stop doing it?
Being authentic.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
I think that is the most like anybody that knows me know that I'm a realist. I'm a straight shooter. I just call it how I see it. And if you want some real answers, you can. And I'm just gonna give you my real opinion about it and how things, how I see it, like playing out or whatever the case may be. And I think me being my authentic self has, it's hurt me in some situations because I'm just not going to do just because you said to do it.
Right.
I need to understand why I'm doing it that way. And sometimes that's not great when you're challenging leadership.
Yeah.
Uh, but I've also learned a thing that I learned in the Marine Corps. If you do it with tact, usually you can be reasoned, come across as reasonable. Like if you can show them why you're disagreeing with their methods in a tactful way, most good leaderships will listen. They might not take your advice, but they don't reprimand you for those things. They actually encourage you to be more, because any good leader would like a multitude of answers to solutions, vice just only one answer to a solution. So if they have different ways and different directions that they can possibly go, they would like those on the table before they make that final decision. But
Mm.
then you got some people that don't care your thoughts. They feel they know everything and that they just do everything by beating, what do they say, a square uh, peg into a round hole. So,
And you know it don't fit.
nope.
You know what they say. That's what she said.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's what she said. It just won't go.
Nope.
What is something you may do if an idea doesn't fit well for a project that you're currently working on? Like
Uh,
example, like would you scrap it or keep working with it?
no, most of the time, I've learned over the years that um, every idea it's all about timing. Just because let's use for example the movie Avatar.
Okay.
He wrote that movie 10 years before it came out, but he didn't scrap it because he knew that eventually we as a people would get to the technology that he wanted it to be to showcase that movie. So that's how I approach things. I don't scrap anything that I come up with. I do try to write it down in the moment, because if you don't, I've learned if you don't write it down in the
Oh.
moment, then when you try to recall it, it is not. You might have got similar, but it's not the same, and
Yeah.
it don't hit the same.
Nope.
So that's why I try to write my thoughts down. I use that Samsung Notes. That's like my new thing. Like I get in there and if I'm thinking of something, I put it in there. I got a bunch of like entries that's only got like 3 sentences. And if you read it, it'll be all out of context. You'd be like, well, the black light was over there in the night. You're like, what is that? Like, what was we doing there? But I don't throw any thing away. Those are eventually some type of project or something else. Even if it's not your own project, you might be able to interject that into someone else's thoughts and creativity to help their stuff come to light. So I don't throw anything away.
Okay. Don't throw nothing away. We say that for later.
Yep.
Would you rather eat a million flies in your favorite ice cream or ride in the back of a fully loaded trash truck across country with Ratatouille?
With Ratatouille, you you talk about the dish Ratatouille, right?
Uh huh.
Oh wow! So you see the eat how many flies?
A million flies in your favorite ice cream.
Mm. Ooh, that's a woo.
And you gotta pick one.
You got to pick one.
Uh huh.
Well, I'll probably you say across country, so that's what that's from like Baltimore. I mean Boston, Massachusetts, all the way to Cali.
Always. Always. And a
And when you say
fully
riding
loaded
in the back, I'm
in the
sitting,
back.
I'm sitting in it.
In the back. You sitting in the back. And a fully
Cause
loaded.
there ain't no seat in the back of a garbage
But
truck.
you found one on the side though. On the side of the
Oh,
little back and a little cut
hmm.
is one in the back, and
You know what?
it's
I
you and
think I might do
Ratatouille.
the cross country, sitting in the back. Uh, like if you had said, crickets
Nah,
or
it can't be crickets.
or
Nah.
something that is like protein wise that you can really, flies are like a disease infected insect. So I just can't. Yeah, I feel like I'm eating to my death, eating a million flies. Where
So you
sitting in the back, I can at least just throw up outside the back, from the smell. But yeah, I think I would do the back of the the
you
garbage truck across country.
you and Ratatouille be sitting there making some rhymes.
Yeah, yeah, right. We do that. I mean, and I'll probably add to the ratatouille by throwing up in it.
ah, name an ouch moment that helped build towards your failures.
Build towards who?
Your failures.
Oh, my failures. Like I said, sometimes being uh you said build towards your failures.
Correct.
Well, I think everybody sees failure as a negative, and I don't. I think in order for you to grow, you must fail.
Correct.
In order for you to fail, you must try. In order for you to try, you must have faith.
Okay.
So I think me failing was just a growing moment. So I look at all failures as an opportunity for me to grow as an individual. So I don't see it as a bad thing when I fail,
Okay.
because also everybody measures failure in different ways. I might have scored 10 points and didn't win the game, and some people might consider that a failure. But if 2 days ago I only scored 3 points and now I scored 10, that's a success to me. You know what I'm saying? In my right, you saw it as a failure because you didn't understand my circumstances or what I've been through. That's just like when people come out and they do certain thing and they just got the biggest smile and you're like, well, that really wasn't nothing. It wasn't nothing to you, but
Right.
it was something to
To
me.
me.
So I look at, failures as being, something. They're learning processes. They're not failures.
I know that's
They're
right. You
stepping
better
stones.
sing it. Go, cousin. Go, cousin. You said
Yeah.
it. How have you dealt with this successful failure?
Uh, Sometimes you just luck up and be. I think of this. I thank God for my blessings because I feel that this was a what I'm on with the We Gonna Learn Today was a successful failure. And why do I say that? Is because in the beginning, I didn't think that what I was doing, I thought it had meaning, but I didn't think that people were seeing it as that. And then I was trying to promote it and do different things. And then out of the blue, some local bloggers got a hold of what I was doing and decided to enter my stuff in. Because, like here in Florida, they do this Black History Bingo, where if you support five black businesses and get bingo, you have a chance to win prizes.
Oh,
And it's
that's
like
cool.
all over the Tampa area that this is something that these two young black women created. And they were on a morning television show here. And I was one of the black owners organizations that they talked about. But I didn't know about it. But in the beginning, when the program started, the program zoomed out off of my books, and people were wondering what are those books, and
Hmm.
and it kind of went from there and snowballed. So even though I wasn't seeing the success at first, and I thought that my actions were failing, uh, it turned out that even other people saw things that I didn't see at the time, and it became a success
Okay.
because it's very successful now. Like just the recognition that I've gotten here in Florida, even though our governor don't see certain things away, but there's other places in Florida that do still promote Black history, and Tampa is one of them. So I've been like all over the TV and doing daytime talk shows and different stuff. They've been promoting my website and the books. I'm in local libraries here. Uh, I'm
Okay.
I'm part of different organizations like the Children's Board of Hillsborough County, which is a huge. Hillsborough County is the biggest county in Tampa. It's got over 1 million people, and
Okay.
they are backing me as a partner with just seeing what I've been able to do with this platform and how it's giving back to the community. So it is a success. But in the beginning, I thought it was failing.
Okay, okay, cousin. I hear you. Okay, okay. We loving it. Awesome. Complete and finish the sentence. During the pandemic, I've completed blank and learned how to blank.
During the pandemic, I completed doing my research on these uh, individual Black historical figures that I have presented um, to us, the world. And then you said, what's the back end?
And learned how to.
I learned how to just continuing. I mean, I won't say I learned how to. I mean, just continuing to fight. Like I
Okay.
said, that motivational piece is, trying to stay motivated. Because again, I really did think that only friends and family was kind of paying attention because that's what I was kind of getting support from. But it turned out it was way more people, that were wanting to be involved with this. And, when you start to get schools reaching out to you to come do presentations, at their school for their students, from elementary to high school, you know you're doing something. You know you're starting to make an imprint. And I think just trying to stay motivated and understand that don't take for granted the success that you've been given thus far, and then try to motivate yourself to try to take it further.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I dig it. How well do you handle a potential customer saying no to your service and or product? Example, nah, I don't want your shit.
Mm. Well, so I know my stuff isn't for everybody.
Okay.
Everybody doesn't want to know about Black history or civics or financial literacy. So, but if all I tell a customer is like if they like, hey, this stuff shouldn't be there or your stuff sucks, then I'll be like, how can I make it better? Because again, in
Mm.
my in my thought process, I'm always trying to enhance a product to be able to reach as many people as I can. I don't have the false facade of thinking that I'm going to reach everyone
Correct.
because I'm not. But there is an audience out there that wants this knowledge, wants to know about what I'm presenting. And it's all about trying to reach those things. Because even though they may never want my product, if they give me some constructive criticism, then I can probably take those notes and apply it and then reach somebody else down the road that kind of had that same thought process.
I like that. And then you know what? Even one better. And then taking that criticism or corrective criticism, and then it may wind up being your customer too.
Exactly.
Okay. Or you better send me to somebody. If your no is a no and you like no, at least send me to somebody that may say yes, you know? So it could be a whole plethora of things that can
Right,
happen
right.
within that process. That may not be your customer now, but later on down the line, they might have been like, well, wait. You know what? I prejudge you. You know what? Come on, give me that book. I like that book. I got a grandbaby that need this book.
Yeah, well, there's a lot. That's one of the things that I've learned as well is that, the reasons some people reject your product or your vision is because they're not ready to see that yet. And
Mm,
we all grow in different fashions. So you might have, just like I said with me, if you had told me 10 years ago when I was on the hype of my computer engineer, like I was in my prime, that I was going to be becoming a better historian, I would have laughed at you. But that's because I didn't fully see what I
right.
see now.
Yeah.
So just like you said, they might give that constructive criticism and then start to see how the information moves other people
Yeah.
and become more curious, and then go ahead and pick up the product
Yeah.
and see what we are all talking about. So I agree.
Okay. Okay, cousin. This is our cousin. Mm. What's one marketing and or networking tool would you pass on to your cousins who's listening?
Uh, don't be afraid to uh, try. Like that is a marketing tool that a lot of people shy away from. They don't. You hear a lot of people talking about some. Hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. They never really try to implement it though. They
Right.
just talk about it. They, well, we call them in talk about it or fitna do something, but they ain't doing nothing. Like
There you go.
so my best marketing tool to anyone would be to just try, because even if you fail, you still learn something in that process.
Mhm.
And that might not have been for you, but the lessons you learn is going to most definitely help you out in the future.
A successful failure. That's what that sounds like to me. A successful failure. You know,
Hmm.
you can keep trying and trying and trying. You're like, what is it? Ah, I can't, I can't get it. And then eventually it's like, the
That's what it
32
was, right?
hundredth
Or
time.
it could be like it led you into a different path,
Yeah,
and that's where you got your success from. But
yeah,
it came from you seeing the failure in this piece. And you hear people talk about it all the time that they were, good over here, but they was even better over there.
yeah, yeah. What book are you reading right now?
I'm not really reading a book. Like I've been more focused on. I can tell you people that I'm kind of reading on, but it's not a book,
Okay,
per se. I'm just reading about different, trying to learn about more people. Because, like I said, on the site there's a total of like 550 something people. We release them in increments. Well, I release them in increments.
okay,
Right now, there's a close to about 200 people that's released on the site. And I'm always because now that I do like people will recognize that I talk about a lot of different people. A lot of people send me DMs and stuff about people that they didn't see on the site because you can see everybody that's coming on on my roadmap that's on the site, and they'll be like, "Hey, I didn't see this in the musicians section, or I didn't see this in the world section. Hey, you should check this person out." And so
yeah,
I tend to like, start reading on them because just like with anybody, certain people's stories are going to fascinate you and want you to learn more about them. Like I can talk about everybody that's on my site, but there are quite a few people, probably a good 60 to 80 of them that I can really go in depth about because their stories were just like fascinating to me and the things that they accomplished and went by.
okay, okay. Was there ever a time that you were uneased about requiring a fee for your work, skill, or time?
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah, I mean, like, first of all, I'm a big proponent of not hoarding information or talents. Um, I think you're given a talent for a reason, and those are blessings. And if you uh, try to like uh, take away from someone, like, I feel like people, like, if you're trying to overcharge for a blessing that you was given, that
Mm,
blessing can be taken away.
okay.
So a lot of times I like to teach people how to fish. Like, I'll teach you how to do it, and I'll do most of the time I do it for free. uh and if some people sometimes like to still like send me something on the side, or they'll find out, or they'll even support my work on, they'll donate to my nonprofit. That's fine. But I always try to just help people out because I came from a poor family. I understood that sometimes you just don't have it, and what they charge at Best Buy or some of these other stores is ridiculous on something that it would only took me 10 minutes or 20 minutes to do. So I try to help people out as best I can in anything like computer wise or electronic. Most of the stuff I can talk you through on the phone. I can help lead you in the right direction. So I don't like always charge for my talents, but and I'm not saying I don't want to make money, but I'm just saying that I've learned over the years that the money will come,
Yeah.
and that he's put me in such a great position to where I'm able to give back, that I'm not hurting for the money. I might not be a millionaire, but I'm damn sure well off. I'm not,
Okay.
so I'm good in that area, and I just go from that aspect.
Okay. What music is on your playlist when you're creating?
Oh,
Like
I
who
would
you bop too when you be having your 67
To be honest,
screens.
I bob to that's one thing that I do love about TikTok. I have learned about so many underground or new unsigned artists from TikTok. Uh, just because when you scroll, you don't know who you're going to like what video is going to pop up, and so I'm just a proponent of good music. So I mean, I put in, I got a mixture from everybody from Queen to Ice Cube to De La Soul to Big Crit to Logic. Like there's different. I like all facets of music if it's good music.
Okay.
So I don't like turn down anything, but I will definitely say that that's one of the things that I do love about like TikTok is they're bringing me or opening my ears to some of these new upcoming artists that you've seen on there, especially when you see it and it only had like 17 likes. You gave it a like, and then eventually if you're on TikTok, you'll come across it again, and now it's
Mhm.
got 20,000, and you like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, I knew that when I clicked it. Like, you can tell good music and that it eventually made its rounds to the other people, and people, at least 20,000 thought the same thing you thought when it was only at 17.
I know that's right. So don't sleep, okay? Don't sleep on
I agree with that.
TikTok, okay? Don't do it. Name four of your best products and or work.
Four of my best products in no giving order. uh, One of them would be I released a album called Pimp Flows. It stands for providing inspirational moments to my people, forever learning our worth. It's a motivational album, but it's all hip hop. Like, so it's just going back. Like, I have a song called The Streets Taught Me That. And it just talks about how growing up in the hood, that you saw people doing things that were deemed illegal,
Right,
but those were the only tools that they had to feed their family, and how you learn from that, how you learn from the streets that everybody that, like we were saying, that talk good ain't good. Like you learn a lot of these lessons, and that's a song that kind of talks about some of the lessons that I learned growing up, coming up in the hood, and that even though you knew it was like publicized as wrong, that's not what was really going on in the
right.
hood. That's one. Another one is my activity workbook series. I didn't realize it. One of my neighbors saw me on the news, and he came over and congratulated me, and I
Oh,
was like, thanks, I appreciate it. He said, no, I don't think you understand it. He said, and this was a white man. He's a white guy. He's a federal veteran. But he was like, man, this is legacy that you're doing. And
yeah,
I was like, oh wow, I didn't even like kind of put it on that thing. He said, this is something that you set in stone. It's on all our news stations. We seeing you, and I just want to let you know that me and my wife are proud of you, man. Keep up the good work. So that was another one. Third is probably like my being. I created this app called Note Frenzy uh, that I was just doing to try to kind of learn how becoming a developer, what's the process, and that helped me to where I'm at now. Like just understanding the background pieces and what things you have to accomplish and get signed off and accept in order to get your apps in the app store and start making money and stuff. And again, like I'm not a person that's trying to hoard. I was just trying to learn the process. So the app was free, and it wasn't no ads in there for me to try to make money and take away from the
right,
gameplay. Because I thought that was something that a lot of people do. Like there was in purchase items that you could buy, but there was no ads. You didn't have to buy the app in order to get, and it still makes money for me today. Uh,
Okay.
and then last but not least is my baby. We gonna learn today. This beautiful interactive website that I just added civics and financial literacy to, and that has been taken off. I've got multiple banks that are looking to partner with me to help sell the financial literacy part.
Okay.
I recently, like I said, got the Children's Board of Hillsborough County to back me on some of the different projects that I got going on. I mean, it is just continuing to grow and blossom, and uh, those are the four things that I created and invented, and that I'm proud of.
Yay. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
That is a huge, huge accomplishment, especially if everything that's going on today, and so I just wanted to say congratulations to you because that's some momentums right there. So yay.
Thank you.
Okay. What topic could you give a 20-minute presentation on without any preparation?
A lot of time I can do computers, Black history, um, music production. Like there's quite a few things. Programming. Like there's a lot of stuff. I'm not like per se the master in any of these, but I'm
Okay.
very dangerous in all of them. Like I can hold my own in all of them. Talking about civics, financial literacy,
Okay.
coding, like any of those things.
Okay. All right. Well, you not only what you said being black and being a man. I mean, you got some triple and quadruple threats going on here. That's
Well,
a great thing.
thank you,
Congratulations.
thank you.
What is the best event you've attended and gained great clientele? Like you went to this event and it was just popping and people was, cultivating all over the place and you gained great clientele throughout this networking event.
Uh, I would say the Black Heritage. So here in Tampa, they do what they call there's a Black Heritage Festival that they hold every year. And somebody told me about it. I entered to become a vendor there, and it was a great experience. I did get quite a bit of clientele from there. I sold a lot of books
Okay.
as well, and I still work with like three of the people that I met there, even though it's been about 5 years now. So,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
yeah, so I would say that was probably the most like networking wise with the we're gonna learn today like that was probably the best event.
Okay. 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 If someone came up to you and said, "Hey, do that thing you do," what thing will pop in your head first? Like everything else in the world that you're amazingly able to do, that one thing, and you like on the spot, you can do it.
um, I don't know. I'm I don't like do one thing, so I don't know what that would be.
Multitudes of things, so you can do.
I don't. Yeah, because I mean I guess it depends on what's going on in that thing. Like because I'm pretty well versed in a lot of different avenues. So, like if I'm in we talking about different things, I can talk about a multitude of things.
Okay.
I'm an athlete at heart, so I'm still athletic. I can still play ball and stuff like that. So, I'm a gamer. So when playing video games is something I do as well. Like it's I don't know. I don't really have like that one thing that because I do know some people that's their thing, doing a magic trick or doing telling a joke or whatever the case may be. But I don't. I've I've never had people be like, "Hey, Matt is known for that." If anything, Matt's known for being real. That's
Okay.
about it. Like. I don't think I have like one specific thing
Okay.
that I'm known for doing.
Okay. Well, see, look, that makes sense for real, hey, cousins, because they say the jack of all trades, you know. So it's really helpful though when you're able to do so many multitudes of things. So I get you on that one. What seems to hold the most time in your life while being in your A vibe?
Uh, the most time is the creative process.
Okay.
Just like you could have an idea, but then like I got a bunch of books over here where I'll have an idea at the top, and then I just kind of try to piece together how is that going to come to fruition.
Okay.
So I would say the creative process of in the beginning, like I like to lay everything kind of out, like the blueprint of it, and then I start like I'll section it to where I'll create this piece, then I'll come over here create this piece, and then at the end now I got all these puzzle pieces that I've created. I just start connecting them, and then it eventually turns out to just kind of like the we gonna learn today site, because that is a multitude of pieces,
Okay.
but
Which
it
I
doesn't
absolutely love.
that yeah that, but it doesn't once you look at the site it doesn't look like that, but when
Right.
you kind of break it down, like I've had people be like, I've had companies that have come in and they was like, hey, is it just you? And I was like, yeah. And it was like, your team's not joining us. And I'll be like, I am the team.
I am the team.
Right?
Okay.
And they're just like amazed that when they look, because they're looking at the site, and they'll start rolling. They're like, so you did the animation too? And okay, what about the songs? Like, okay,
That's me too.
yeah. So it's crazy when you look at it like that. But like I said, I've been nothing but blessed with the talents he's given me, and I don't take them for granted. And I just like I take my time. I try to create a good product, something that I would want to purchase myself, and don't try to cut corners on things and try to put the best thing out that I can create at the time.
Okay.
And that's why I'm always in there tweaking, because things change over time.
Yeah. And that's good to actually alterate it after a while to like see what works, what doesn't work, what has always worked. We don't want to touch it. We leave that there, and being able to just maneuver through it and be like, I'm going to gather all my little pieces up
Hmm.
and I'm going to gather this big old piece at the end. And now you'll be able to say, hey, this is what I do. I am a team all by myself. And hey, these are the multiple pieces that I'm able to move and, continue to go forward.
Yeah, because this site looks nothing like it did when I first put it up like 3 years ago. So.
I actually like the site. I was on it. I
Well,
was
you're looking at the new part. Like,
okay,
yeah,
okay,
this is different than what it was, because like
okay,
it was more wordy, and I was
okay.
getting feedback off of that. And people was like, "You're doing too much. Like you're saying, like people they don't want to be reading all that. Ain't nobody reading all that." I was like, "Dang, they ain't reading it." He was like, "Nah, man, they just want simplistic, man. Just make it where they touch one button and they go right to where they need to go."
Because
So
that's exactly what it did for me. It's like you had the different age groups, and you were able to go into the different age groups. So it was really interesting to see it. But that's what happens sometimes when you be leaders like us. And we talk a lot and stuff, and we so informative, and you know what I mean. Like they don't be wanting all that, and I'd be like, I mean, I'm just sending you a book. Like read it.
yeah.
you
Yeah,
know.
because before it wasn't tiered. It wasn't a tiered site. It wasn't no. It was only one age group, and that's everybody. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I changed that. Like some people, because people constantly said that it was like, well, where's the 12 and under? Like I was like, ain't that your job as a parent?
Right.
Don't
To
you
be
decide
like, all right,
that?
Bob, you
Yeah.
12.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Keisha,
like,
you
that's not my job,
15.
but okay. So, but I started asking parents, like I was trying to
Right.
get that constructive criticism. And I
Correct.
was like, so why are you wanting me to create a 12 and under? And some of them was like, hey, when we see 12 and under, we know that it's in bite-sized chunks, and that I don't have to sit behind them every second to watch them do the lesson. They
Right.
could come back to me and be like, hey, I finished, or mom, I didn't understand this one part. But it's usually broken down into smaller chunks so that my child can understand or take that in and grasp it. I was
Right.
like, oh. So that's when I created the 12 and under, and I made it completely different than the 13 and up. That way, if that same child is growing up on the site, that once
Oh.
they get to 13 and they go look at Michelle Obama in the 13 and up, it's way more information. It's way more things that she's accomplished and done and
Right.
was out to put out there. Vice the small things that I talked about in the story of her when you read about her in the 12 and under.
Okay. Hmm. Name something unique about yourself that is a problem for others.
I think being not just authentic, but being confident in my like my talents.
Yeah.
Like I'm unapologetically like I know what I can do. And I try to stay humble, but if you start talking out the side of your face, then I'll show and prove too. So I'm just confident. I think that rubs certain people the wrong way. And
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that even when like work environments, I worked for the DOD for like 15, 17 years, and it is a, military structured thing. And sometimes, you get in a room with a colonel or a lieutenant colonel, and they act like just because they got that,
That
that
badge.
ego on their level, that cluster, that they can't be wrong,
Yeah.
and they're wrong just like anybody else can be. And even though other people don't call them out, I do. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't sugarcoat stuff. Like again, I do tact. I use tact, uh, and it always seems to work. I'm not in there cussing out the colonel or nothing, but I'll let them know. I'll be like, look here, sir. You
Okay.
said you wanted it to be this way. If we take this approach on that, then we're only going to accomplish two of your objectives. Whereas we use this one, we can accomplish all five. And I thought that you should know that, but it seemed like everybody else at the table don't want to say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They making him think that he's picking the great idea, even though they know he's not, just
Yeah.
because he's a colonel. But I've learned that a lot of those colonels want that feedback. They would rather know that these things, but if they wasn't given that information, because the colonels don't read all of the reports, that's what they got you for.
Right.
That's what they hired you for. And then when only one person is pushing a certain thing, we know there's agendas and everything. Okay, so but tell them about the bad things, and instead of people doing that, so I've ruffled feathers before. I've lost jobs because of that.
Okay.
But it is what it is. So I learn from those things. But the beauty about it is, once you get older and all the kids is out the house and you're not really, you're only there because you loving to do the job, not because you need the money or anything. You move different.
Yeah. I
And,
agree.
I was like, hey, I don't need this job. Y'all ain't hurting me. Like, whatever.
I get it.
Yeah, but I would tell you, you always got after the meeting where people was like, man, I'm so glad you spoke up because I do
Mm-hmm.
not want to go do such and such. I'm like, how can you even say nothing? I need this
Mm-hmm.
job.
Yeah. And
So, but
sometimes I feel like,
that's in every environment. Sometimes you got to pick when you're gonna die on the hill.
yeah.
Like some things just ain't worth it. And if you got a 5-year-old at home and you got a family you try to take care of, you'll be like, hey,
Hey.
I might have to work extra, but at least I still got a job.
Yeah. And sometimes sometimes people look at it like it's just picking their battles. But also at the same point in time, that's why they're sometimes not in leadership because because they don't know how to delegate properly or they
Right.
don't know how to, share that expression. And a lot of leaders love to be up against other leaders that are in a headspace to say, hey, like you said, if we take this approach, it's only going to, accomplish two of your goals. But listen, if we take this approach, this is going to accomplish all five. And they will respect that more than the quiet ones, or as they call them, the church mice.
Yeah, yeah.
So they really appreciate that more, and they stand up to a person that's able to stand, because a lion only can stand up to another lion. A
Mm-hmm.
beast can only come to another beast.
Right.
So it's like, if you're not able to come to that wolf and be like, listen, we wolfing a little bit too much, but we
Mm-hmm.
wolfing. If you can't come to that space, sometimes it's just like, we're just gonna be the church mice. And again, it goes back to the doers, and and the A cousins.
Right,
That's why
right.
we here, cousin. Okay, because we gotta make it work.
I agree.
Where can all your A cousins find your work, product, and or service, such as social media, websites, and hashtags?
All hashtags are either hashtag we gonna learn today, hashtag WGLT, or hashtag let's get this knowledge. Uh,
Okay.
Website is we gonna learn today.com and .org are on both of those domain spaces. Uh, Social medias is we gonna learn today, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and LinkedIn. The we gonna learn, and as far as those albums I talked about, they're on the we gonna learn today in the sing along section that's on the website. You can go there and then it'll show you where it's at on the streaming platforms or Spotify, Tidal, YouTube Music, or Pandora or whatever, and you can go to your favorite streaming platform and either pick up the album or pick up a track. But you can also buy them from me off the website, or you can purchase and listen to some of the tracks on the website as well. So
Okay.
um,
And
yeah,
before we go, can you share the video before we go? I think that is so amazing.
yeah. Give me a second.
We got a tree. I love, love, love it. I think it's so dope, and I think you all need to check this out. It's not. I don't hear the. Is it on mute? I can't hear it. Yay. It's on. Matt. It's on mute. I don't know if you purposely wanted it to be like that.
A finger.
Parenting. Wow.
Podcasting.
Oh,
Mom, the mail person left the gate open.
And when you leave out, please close the door. James, Oklahoma, Oregon, Mitchell, Will Smith. So right now we're just watching a video clipping of Matthew's We're Gonna Learn Today. And you can check that out as well on his website on wegonalearntoday.com and wegonalearntoday.org. Really cool animation. Wanted you guys to just check it out and see what it is and see how you can definitely be a part of it for your children, your family, your legacy, and things that they may not have taught you guys growing up or now. I mean, it's the card for me in the head. Yay! United together. Awesome.
Yeah, you can get the whole video on my YouTube channel, or you can go to wegonalearntoday.com and go to WGLT TV, and it's in there. And then, you can see my TV interviews, other podcast interviews, um, different academies that I've presented at and stuff like that on there.
Okay.
That's all in the WGL TV section. So if people want
Now,
to,
I didn't mean to cut you off. Now, did you know that it was muted? Did you put it like that purposely?
oh no, I didn't. Oh, you was muted. Oh, I can hear it over here.
Man, I was the whole time. I was like, it's muted.
Oh
I
no,
was like, it's
you know what
muted.
I think it is? Is did you hear it at first?
Nope. Now the while ago, yes, but not today. No,
Oh, so it didn't play at all.
it just played, but it didn't have the
The
volume with
words. So I did another interview with somebody from that uses Riverside, and it cut out the video, the music for them too, and he thinks they did it because of
copyright.
copyright infringement. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what he did was he, took my interview and then he added the video at the end because
Okay, so then I'll just do it that way.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
I'll
just
just add it at
aired.
the end.
Well, he didn't. You can't do it in Riverside. Like he has another program, like CapCut or whatever,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
you
yeah.
could. Yeah, yeah, because his interview that I did with him just posted at the beginning of this week, and he sent me a link to it, and I went and watched it because I'm trying to give a view for him, and then just to also see I'm always taking notes so that
Right.
I could do other interviews. And when it got to the video, there was no words. Like I was like, "What?" So I called him and I was like, "Hey, bro, there ain't no words." And he was like, "Yeah, it played when I did it." So he went. He was like, "Oh, I think Riverside cut it out."
So then
So
that's probably what it is. That's probably what it is now because it's the whole big old thing now with with copyrights and
yeah,
things like
yeah.
that. So that's fine. What I'll do is I'll just tag your video in it,
Okay, yeah,
and
that's cool. Or they could just go to wegonalearntoday.com and go to
okay,
WGLTV and they can watch the video as well. So either or.
boom, you heard what our cousin said. Okay.
Because I just played the video right off the website. So
Okay. So yeah, we're just gonna go check it out, check out the video, which I think is really, really cool. And just share real quick briefly, like really what is that video more so about? So people that are listening as well as watching they'll be able to like, ooh, okay, I want to go check it out. So just give them kind of like a synopsis, with it.
yeah, so there are quite a few songs on the internet that teach us how the 50 states,
Okay.
and I thought it would be pretty cool not to only teach the 50 states, but use a hip hop song, which is our culture, show representation in each state that's a black historical figure that has done something great in that state, and then also teach the state flags. So it's teaching three different things in one video. It's teaching you each state, somebody that represents your state that you could be proud of, and the state flags of each state. But I just hadn't. There's no videos out there like that, so I was
Right.
trying to do something different. Because some of them are sing along songs videos, but none of them teach the states, the flag, and give somebody that represents that state.
Yeah.
And since I deal in all black history and black historical figures, I figured it'd be great to showcase 50 black historical figures and then one for the District of Columbia, which is
Mm.
Carter G. Woodson.
Yay, that is so wonderful. And it's actually teaching one more thing. It's
What's that?
actually teaching the music as well with it.
Oh, yes, yes.
So to be able to continue that the legacy journey of it. So that is wonderful. Yay.
And the song is on all streaming platforms if you want to get it for your class to learn the 50 states too. So it's
Okay,
called We
okay.
Representing the 50 States.
Safely sit up straight where you are. Close your eyes if you could. Inhale quietly. Exhale loudly like
Uh,
Stretch your arms to the ceiling. Wiggle them back and forth. Repeat after a queen. This is my A moment.
this is my A moment,
And I'm globally accepting my winning season.
and I'm globally accepting my winning season.
Hey, cousin. Is there anything else you would like to add before we close out our interview?
Only thing that I would like to add is just understand that nothing happens overnight. Always have faith that even though you might not see that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, that's why he's brought people in your life to help you see that light, and that your talents and gifts, don't take them for granted. Just continue to come up with a plan in order to execute that plan, and then don't be afraid to try. Like I said, this is a quote that I create, and I said it before. In order for us to fail, in order for us to grow, we must fail. In order for us to fail, we must try, and in order for us to try, we must have faith.
Mm,
So if you have those things, I think you're on your way of being a successful person in your own right. As you heard, I said your own right, because you measure your success. Don't let other people measure it for you.
okay. And you heard that first, okay? And it's your A cousin. A cousin.
Hey, cousin.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the QJS show, formerly known as the Queen Juicy Shake Show, where we're always discovering and rediscovering a personal connection to oneself, and others are encouraged, inspired, and motivated on a daily. As we love to say here at number 4, freshblend.irish, get green, get going. Peace, love, and always Ashayam. Now, go on ahead and go on and check out your A cousins and let us know your experience. Thank you so much for joining us, published author Matthew Hale, and our A cousin.
Hey, cousin.
Ashe. Have a great day. Peace and blessings, cousin. Great job. Yay.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Peace and blessings. Have a great one. Black History Month, which is every day, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm so
Hey,
happy.
nice seeing you again.
Have a great one, cousin.
You too.
All right, peace and blessings.
Same to you.